Hello everyone. Welcome to this video. Welcome to my channel. My name is Brenda Campbell. I'm an artist and a certified Zentangle teacher. Today is Mindful Monday, and on Mindful Mondays, I am going to be your guide on this journey through the 8 steps of the magical Zentangle method of drawing. It is meditative. It is relaxing, and for me, it is pure magic. I hope you'll draw along with me, and if you do, you don't need much, just a pen, a pencil, something to draw on, paper. I'm using a Zentangle 3.5-inch square tile. They are made of this really luscious paper. I wish you could feel on a video. But I digress. So let's go ahead and begin with step 1 of the Zentangle method. That is gratitude and appreciation. Now in this step, we are going to do some breathing. We are going to take 3 deep breaths to begin, and then we're just going to relax into our normal breathing. So let's begin with a big inhale. And you're going to get tall and alert, and exhale. And as you do, just relax everything down. And again, inhale. And exhale. One final big breath in. And out. And now just relax into a normal breathing pattern. Just focus on your breath. Follow it as you inhale and exhale. And just relax. If thoughts come in, as they will, let that just be okay. Notice them, and then just let them float away. And go back to focusing on your breath. Now take a moment and think about something that makes you happy. Just grab that first happy thought, be it large or small, it doesn't matter. And hold on to it and really feel the feels. How does it feel to think about that happy thought? I think this might be the feeling of gratitude, appreciation. Sit with that feeling for a moment and remember that. And as we draw today, I want you to bring this feeling into your practice. And if you reach a point where you just need to take a break, just stop, take a breath, and then begin again. And that is step 1. That is all there is. Now step 2, we're going to do using a pencil. And step 2 is to put a dot in each corner in pencil. And step 3 is a border. And we create this border by simply connecting the 4 dots. I'm turning my tile so that my wrist stays relaxed. relaxed, and also so that my line is more consistent. Now, step 4 is a string. And in this step, we are simply dividing the spaces on our tile with places to put our tangles, which are patterns. And that is the next step. So step 4 is our string. Today's string is going to come from the edge of the tile. And I'm going to do kind of a curvy line across above the center. And then I'm going to do another curvy line underneath it. So I've got this shape in the center. And then I'm going to draw another line across on one side and then across about the same distance from the border on the bottom. So I have top border, bottom border, and a center thing going through there. So I'm finished with my pencil for now. I'm going to set that aside and pick up my pen. Now today I'm using a Micron PN pen. PN stands for plastic nib, and that simply just means that it's got a more durable point on it made of plastic. It's a little bit fatter or wider line that you're going to get from it, and I kind of like the wider line, but I also have a heavy hand when I draw. I'm always working on it, and this way I don't break the nib because some of the finer points are a little easier to break. Okay, so we're moving on now to step 5. We're using our pen. Like I said, I'm using a Micron PN pen, and I'm going to begin with this center shape. Now, the tangle that we are going to draw is called Nipa, and I love Nipa because it's lots of auras, but it also starts with some orbs. So I'm going to begin by placing some orbs kind of randomly throughout the shape, and also I'm going to put some of them on the edges. So let's go ahead and put one here. I'm making mine rather large. You can make them whatever size you like. I have less space in the center here, so I'm trying to make these a little bit smaller. Put one more up here. Okay, I think that is pretty good. Now the next step in Nipa is to draw a wavy line that kind of goes through, behind, or around our orbs. So I actually think I'm going to start from this direction. And because my string goes all the way to the border, I am going to go ahead and come in from the border, or excuse me, in from the edge of the tile instead of the border for this particular tangle. I'm going to start in the corner. And I am going to kind of do this wavy line. That goes from the top to the bottom. And now we have to do now is aura this line. And I'm going to turn my tile as I go. I get a better aura, I think, when I'm turning my tile as I go. Okay, there's one line. Now I'm just going to keep going with this aura line. Drawing behind wherever I come to an orb. I'm going to draw one more aura to this line. And you see my pencil line for my string is kind of going in there. So rather than come from there, it came from the side close to where the string line is. I'm going to do that again. See, the first one goes down, then this one goes down. I think I'll do one more up here, and then I'll be done with this first round. Okay, so the beauty of NEPA is that we're drawing these simple auras, but we do like to split it up once in a while. So I flipped it the other direction. And now I am going to come in and I'm going to go behind. So I went behind here. So this next, see, I'm going to put another line there just to fill that space a little better. But now I'm going to come back again and then again go behind. And then again, my string line is kind of tucked in. Okay, we'll do another one. Okay, I'm going to turn it upside down again. And this time I am going to start at the edge. And I'm just going to fill this in, I think. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing from the other direction, starting on that edge line. And you see we're just filling in that string section. And I think that is good enough. So this is our NEPA. We've got orbs and then we've got wavy lines that continue to aura each other. And we've kind of tucked it in to make them, you know, it's not one continuous shape of wavy lines that kind of go behind and in front of. So it'll be fun to shade. Okay, so now we're done with that. We are going to come to these borders next that I've created. And I am going to draw a line that just goes to the border. That's just drawing right over my border line. And now I'm going to draw right over that border line I created inside my string. I'm going to close it off there. I'm going to come up to this side and do the same thing. Drawing over my string line and drawing over my border and then connect. Okay, now what we're going to do in this border is just to break it up into squares or square-ish, I guess, shapes. come down and do the same thing here. Okay. Now I am going to, in a kind of a Knightsbridge checkerboard fashion, we are going to make each or every one of these every other square or squarish shape is going to be black. So one will be solid black and one will be white. And I like to start where it meets NEPA and make that square black, just to have some nice drama and contrast between the tangles. So over here, I would start with this one. Okay, now this will take me a little minute. And if you've been watching, then you know the drill. I'm going to give you time to fill all of your black, all of the squares that need to be black, every other square. And I'm just going to suggest you pause the video, take your time to fill in your squares, and then when you're finished, unpause the video and come back and we'll move on to the next tangle. So go ahead and pause the video now. Okay, I'm back and we are ready to move on. Before we start with another tangle though, I want to decorate this border just a little bit more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw an aura line underneath it and above it. Same thing over here, beneath it and above it. Okay, and like we did before, I'm going to close it off on the end. Okay. And then what I want to do is I want to put straight lines underneath to the edge. And you can just draw these one aura at a time. I'm not making mine very bold or straight. I think a little wiggle adds to the interest. So I'm going to keep going here. And I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Even though these lines we're drawing aren't necessarily a named pattern, it is a pattern. It's just a pattern of straight lines next to each other. And we're just using it here to add a little more interest to our tile. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is our next tangle, and that is going to be poke leaf. Now I'm going to start poke leaf with a little bit longer of a stem than I typically do. And that's just a line, could be straight or curved, totally up to you. Then you order that line, and then you put a little cap or upside down smile on top of that line. Now, I like to draw my poke leaf with a point from what's the center, and then draw my little leaf shape. Okay, now I think I'm gonna do another one that comes over here. Then I'm going to draw one that comes all the way over. It's going to go behind our nipa. Okay. Then I'm going to flip it around, and I'm going to do another one. Let's see, this one can come up behind this guy. And we'll do one more that comes over here. Goes under nipa. Okay. And now I think, because it looks a little strange, that these come out to the edges. So I am simply going to draw over my border line and close that in. I drew my tangle first though, because I wanted it to try to escape a little bit, which it does. It's kind of fun. So I think I like it. Okay, so we are finished with our tangles. We've drawn nipa, and we've drawn poke leaf, and then we've got our little checkerboard kind. It's not really checkerboard, but our black and white square border strips there. So I'm going to put my pen away and go back to my pencil, and we are going to start step 6, which is the shading. Now I'm going to begin my shading with nipa, and I'm going to put a little smile of graphite on one side of each of these orbs. Now, it doesn't matter which side, but it's better, it might look a little better if you make it consistent. So whatever side you pick, just use that same side for all of your orbs. Okay, now I'm going to get my tortillon, and we're going to blend that out. Now I like to turn my upside down so that I can see the line I'm blending towards, and I just kind of blend it out and around. And we'll go over here next. So each one of our orbs has a dark side and a light side and a little bit of graphite around each of the edges. Oops, I missed one. It's okay, it's a little one. Okay, now I'm going to go back to my pencil. Now we're going to work with, put a little bit underneath each orb in that same corner. At least now I'm just on, I didn't put anything over here because it's not on top of the tangle. It's kind of outside, so we'll see how that works. Okay, and then I just want to put a little bit where we have overlap. Yes, we'll just go around the edges there. Then I think over here we have a little overlap. And I think that might be about it. Just to add interest, I put that line there. Okay, now picking my tortillon back up, I'm going to begin by blending out around the orbs. Okay, now I'm going to go over the edges a little and then around the side of each orb that did not get the heavy shading. So it'll be a little bit lighter over here. I'm just using what's left over in my tortillon to just kind of put a little graphite underneath each one of these orbs that sticks out on the bottom. Okay, actually I think that's pretty good, and I'm probably done good enough with NEPA as I continue to fuss with it. Just kind of doing the edges. And again, just cleaning off my tortillon. Okay. I'm done with NEPA, and I'm going to pick up my pencil again. And I am going to, start with the border here. I'm going to put a little bit of graphite right underneath each of those sections, right at the top of the section with all the aura lines. Then I'm going to grab my tortillon again, blend it out. just put a little bit in that top orange section just to give it some separation from the white background. That's what that's about. And that's really all we're going to do with our border. Now I'm going to go back to my pencil and we're going to finish by shading our poke leaf. Now poke leaf is very simple. Everywhere you have one of those caps or upside down smiles, we're going to put a little bit of graphite. Okay, and then I'm going to get my tortillon back out and we're going to blend out that graphite. Now I kind of blend it around the stem. And then I use what I have left to kind of put a little bit around one side, heavier on one side, so you have a light spot and then an edge. So let's do that again with this one here. I'm just using what's left to put some here where the stem goes behind. Okay, and maybe a little bit here where this one goes behind. And a little over here. I don't know if I have enough graphite, but we'll go ahead and get that started. Okay, now let's do this guy. Okay, actually I think that looks pretty good. So I think we're finished with our shading. That's step 6, and step 7 is our initials and signature. And I'm going to put my chop on the front, which is kind of a stylized version of my initials. I think I like it better this way. So let's go ahead and put my chop right down in here. And we're going to do a B. Drawing behind. And that should be good. Looks kind of weird going over the... So I will just finish that out. No mistakes. Add my little perfs. Okay, now I'm going to flip it over. And on the back side, I'm going to sign it. And I'll date it on the next line, but I'm going to do that off camera. I'm going to list our tangles. So we had Nipa, and we had poke, leaf. And then we just added a decorative border. And you can add any notes that you want. I am going to add that I created this for my Mindful Monday 65. And step 8 is to simply sit back and take a look at what you've drawn, appreciate your piece, your time, appreciate that you took some time for yourself today. I hope you did draw along with me. And if you did, I hope you post it and tag me at Angel Whispers Art or Brenda Campbell, and hopefully I'll find it. And I'd like to see what everybody does and maybe give you a little bit of love. And thank you for drawing along. And thank you for watching, if that's all you did as well. So that's all there is for this tile today and this Zentangle Method practice. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I hope you feel relaxed and ready to go into your day and your week. And I'll remind you, until next time, to be you and be happy.